So you want to get on about the mental health stuff and the eating disorders?
Yeah, I just love that kind of stuff. That's my shit. My
Yeah,
shit is like wellness and mental health.
yeah, yeah. No, mental health is the most scariest thing I noticed as I got older. Um, you start to lose the mind. You can lose the mind more
Yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm still at that point where I don't know. I'm not quite there when it comes to losing.
No, I'm
But
talking about losing as in like you start slipping, like you stuttering your words, slurring your words together, memory issues a little bit, just like really small, dumb things. You're easy to get lazy or eating disorders develop.
yeah.
Like I come from a massive family of 400-pound whales.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
huge, like 50, 60% body fat.
Oh wow.
So I never
Yeah.
had good mentors growing up. Like I was 300 pounds in high school. And then my neighbor, he was in fitness at grade 10 and I lost like 120 pounds during that summer, just diet change. And then I've been struggling. I'd lose it, I'd go down to 190 and then I'd stop working out because I'd be like, oh, I'm fit and skinny. And then I'd go back to old eating habits. And
Okay,
then I
yeah.
would gain it right back.
So was it like a binging thing?
Yeah, I was. My eating disorder is comfort food. Like it would calm me down. Like
Okay.
it's the,
Yeah.
so people have drugs or smoking weed or cigarettes or booze. Mine was food.
Yeah. Well, it is an addiction.
Oh,
And I think
massive
people
addiction.
it's really underestimated how addictive food can be, and it is totally, it's almost like a drug itself. It is a comfort thing.
Yeah, I've been on this 3-year journey with my diet coach and accountability coach, and I was a cokehead for 7 years, doing a ball a day, and ended up at the hospital. And I'm sober now 8 years, but food addiction is by far the hardest thing I've ever.
Do you know what?
done.
So many people have said that, and when I was dealing with anorexia, I had to go to these like we had these meetings I had to go to and stuff. It was almost like AA for eating, but they said that there were multiple people that were recovering drug addicts that also had dealt with eating disorders, and they said that having an eating disorder was so much worse than having a drug addiction because you need to eat in order to survive, and food is constantly put in front of you at all times, whereas you don't just walk down the street and someone hands you a bottle of Coke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
It's like you have to go out and search for it.
right now my biggest struggle is like now, so I started at 241 2 years ago with my accountability coach. I was always 241, that would drop down to 200 on my own, but then I'd always get it right back. For like last 15 years of working
Yeah.
out, I'm like, fuck, I need, like, how do I just stay fit? But it's just addictions. Now it's the accountability coach. I pay him monthly. I weigh in every morning. I tell him exactly what we eat every day. We fine tune the little things. He's not so strict. Like, I just can't eat fast foods or processed foods. It took the first 6 months of this journey with him was the worst cravings I ever had in my life. I never knew I was addicted
Yeah.
to food because it's in your face. It's
Yeah.
everywhere. And then you start going to restaurants. People, oh, you can have a steak. You can have this. But then when I eat like a restaurant steak versus a butcher steak, the preservatives and like chemicals in it was destroying me inside. Like I can't even, I'm so clean now. I can't eat out anymore. But like my brother invited me out tomorrow. I'm like, dude, I can't eat.
Yeah. No, it's
I have
true.
my pre-made meals. That's it. Like
Yeah.
stop. I have to say no to the point that I'm almost rude now.
Yeah.
Cause I'm 8 pounds away from being 185.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 65 pounds off in 2 years. And now when I hit that goal, it's just a year of keeping it off.
Yeah.
Right. And he's going to show me how to keep it off. And it might be 2-3 years. This might be a 6-year program when I'm done, because I'm dealing with 30 years of food addictions.
Yeah. No, well, it sounds like, yeah, you've kind of had like a bit of a role with like maybe have a bit of an addictive personality,
Very addictive
I guess.
personality.
Yeah. Honestly, so do I. So like, I understand that completely. But
Yeah, I have the weirdest addictions.
well, I know, so do I. But I mean that, but also, hey, honestly, the people with the weirdly addictive personalities always seem to be the most fun, though, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always seem to be a bit more like spunky and, I don't know, like all over the place, energetic.
Actually, what I really liked, this is a new development, is when I conquered my Coke addiction, now I conquered my food addiction. Food addiction is going to be the rest of my life because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the worst part I have now is when I get invited out to family events or my, family dinners, I see my family eating sugars, all this stuff, and I'm sitting there judging them in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand what that's doing to you? And then my biggest thing now is like when someone is overweight or eats fast food, for example, and they have a health problem,
Yeah.
I sit there and I get mad at them. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're feeding yourself fucking garbage. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
No,
No, yeah.
totally clueless.
It is
Yeah.
true. Like it's tough though, because I mean, some people just don't have that knowledge and they just don't really understand.
Or they try to educate you on how to do something.
No, that's a bad one. You know what I get a lot is I get a lot of people harping on me about moderation and, well, it's healthy to eat unhealthy once in a while, or, oh, you know, like that oat milk has seed oils in it. And I'm like, yeah, but this is also so I'll get into that. But anyway, like everyone's all about seed oils right now. And like sometimes like I have oat milk in my matcha right now, and like this is like a treat for me. It's very like once in a while, like I don't put sugar in it or anything, and like if I did, who gives a shit anyways. But people will harp on me and say things like, oh, well, do you know oat milk is so bad for you? But they're eating like chips and burritos and fries like at my work, and I'm like looking at them, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Because first of all, that's not nearly as bad, but also if I want to have this and it's a treat for me, mind your own fucking business.
All you gotta say is look at me and look at you.
Well,
that's
no,
what
but
you're
like,
gonna say, right?
and it's just like, it's, I swear it's the most unhealthy people will come at me about being like too healthy or something.
So I had this at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And all my family, the treats, everything there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go test my discipline.
Yeah.
So I'm a big admin on not only just healthy food, but healthy water.
Yeah.
You know, I don't drink tap water, bottled
Neither
water,
do I.
nothing.
Yeah, I
drink
a filtration system.
I drink the most filtered pure water you ever have on the planet. And I was there drinking. They had refrigerated water.
Yeah.
And they're making fun of me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're drinking chemicals. I'm like, dude, in this world, I'm like 90% clean.
Yeah.
You can't be 100% clean.
No.
That doesn't exist.
No.
With restaurants, what you're cooking, my family dinners I have to go to out of respect. I sit there and I'm like, Mom, this is torture for me. Like you have cookies in front of me. Like I'm spending every ounce of power I have not to eat or give up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say no. So, or moving forward, like this Christmas dinner coming up, it's only Whole Foods.
Yeah.
There's no treats allowed.
Yeah.
You come into my house, bring a treat, you kick the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, cause we're going to change, cause my mom is on the same program. My dad too. Like they looked at me when I dropped 50 pounds. They're like, my mom was like almost 300 pounds and she wants to be alive for my kid, and my dad too. They're overweight. I'm like, motherfucker, I'll just kick your ass in shape.
Motherfucker.
No, because what changed is they came to my kid's birthday party. None of them wanted birthday cake because they wanted to watch their weight. I'm like, fuck you guys. You are going to eat this fucking ice cream cake for my kid's birthday? You guys are all whales. What does it matter? You guys are going to go to McDonald's anyways later on today. when I said that directly to them, they were like, something clicked and like, yeah, I am fat. Like they didn't realize it.
Like if someone called me a whale, I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, but sometimes honesty is the best policy because the diet coach or the accountability coach, he literally tells you, you're a fat loser.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a fat loser? Or do you want to be the best version you can ever be?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need directness.
Yeah,
like
no,
you need a yes friend.
Yeah.
Or no more yes friends. You need a real friend.
Yeah. No, that's honestly true. Like, I mean, I don't personally use those kind of words and like body shame people, but it is true though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is though, is that some people would prefer harsh criticism like that.
Well, like my hockey team, like when I lost all this weight and they're like, oh, you look so good. I'm like, fuck you guys. Why didn't you tell me I was so fat? It was actually Alex that told me I was fat 3 years
Alex
ago.
Is so blunt.
No, but like, no, I thank her today because I'm like, none of the boys would ever say that to my face. I'm like, Alex, thanks for telling me because this is what started everything.
Yeah, Alex is the most honest person I've ever met.
No, but moving like even like Andrew Tate like says, you need honest fucking friends. Yeah. Guys should hold each other accountable. And now on my hockey teams, we're all honest with each other. Yeah. About plays, everything. Mm-hmm. Like no, I don't care about your emotions. We're not women. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest because now we're better and we're like holding each other accountable because we want our best versions of ourselves. But when you get to that level of like accountability, then you surround yourself with real friends. Yeah, no, that is true, honestly. And I believe if females weren't so goddamn sensitive, I would feel like that would be the way to go as well. But girls are just fucking ridiculous. Well, honestly, here's the thing about girls. My mom's best friend is a whale too. And my mom she's lost 60 pounds and I got her off 60 pounds in 8 months, and she's at the gym with me. She's at the sauna with me. She's weighs in every morning with me. I tell her the truth. And I'm like, hey, if you want to be around to watch your grandkids grow up, you need to get this weight off. Mm-hmm. Like you can barely do stairs. Yeah. Like this is unhealthy. And I'm like, Mom, no one's telling you the truth. And then so she lost all this weight. Then her best friend's like, you look really unhealthy. You lost too much weight. Maybe you should start gaining weight. I'm like, Mom, girls, now you're the skinnier chick when you guys go out. Mm-hmm. So guys are going to pay more attention to you than her. You know what I mean? And why are you taking advice from another whale? You know what I mean? It's just like taking advice from a broke person to be rich. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. And like, she's like, I'm starting to realize that everyone just wanted me to be at my worst. Even her husband is telling her to gain more weight because he doesn't want guys looking at her. Yeah, that's... Really? Yeah. That's really fucked up, honestly. It's fucked up. And she was like 65% body fat with cardio problems.
Or do you think that's what it was? Or do you think that they were just getting jealous that she was losing weight and they couldn't?
So when you can become your best version of yourself, like I noticed with mine, like, not just with my food discipline, my money increased because everything is discipline, like accountability, money, blah, blah, blah. But my stepdad literally said to her, like, you're losing too much weight.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want guys looking at you, you know, gain some more weight. And now her best friend's saying the same. Her best friend's now on Ozempic. I'm like, Mom, you're surrounding yourself with simps and people that love you at your worst version. These aren't the people
Yeah.
that truly love you. I truly love you because I want you to be around because you have a major weight problem. And
Yeah.
my weight problem came from you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a totally different story is when the weight actually becomes like an unhealthy thing. Because like obviously there's like two sides of like weight loss and weight gain type thing. It's this people who are just like a little bit chubbier and wanted to like lose weight. But then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
also the side of things that what you're talking about
This
that
is
people
obesity.
are extremely unhealthy and it's extremely affecting their
You want
health.
to hear the most cutest thing ever? So we went to the pumpkin patch. There's this hill there that we
Yeah.
go every year. My mom can't do a hill, right?
Mhm.
This is the first year she said, I can do this. She ran up the hill and
Yeah.
started crying because she made it to the
Yeah.
top all on her own.
See, that's so
The
nice.
most beautiful thing. And I looked at the family. I fucking did that for her.
Yeah.
You guys let mom get this big. Or you let us all get it. My brother, he's big too. His wife is huge too. But like in the world of being huge, it's normal to be huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, like love, my dad has quadruple bypass surgery
Yeah.
at 60,
Yeah.
like from being overweight. I'm like, this has to stop. This is why this is in our house. Me and Natalie, my kids always gonna be fit
Mhm.
because I don't want getting over the food addiction. I have to deal with this the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I want to be a dad. I want to be a good example for her to grow up to so she knows what a real man looks like.
Yeah.
This is why I'm trying so hard to be the best version of myself because I have a kid.
Yeah.
And I believe that when I see a fat fucking dad and
Yeah.
you see the kid fucking fat, I mean, this kid has no hope.
Yeah.
You know, it's just be a loser the rest of its life.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be honest, right? That's just how it is. And the world itself is fat,
Yeah.
right? This is why America's changing all of its food requirements to seed oils in McDonald's. They're going back to fat, animal fats,
Yeah.
because it's crazy how fat people are nowadays. It's the new norm.
Yeah, no, honestly it is. And it is extremely bad in America, obviously. When I went to Europe in August, it was crazy the difference in food quality, the difference in like people's body types, their lifestyle. Same with Australia's everyone is so fit. They're so healthy. They feel good. They look good. And it is food. Food is poison. Yeah.
Poison. Yeah, I agree with you. Like,
It's killing us.
I go to America, anywhere in the States, I can last 2 days there eating
Yeah.
their food before
Mhm.
I throw up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, babe, I'm just going to fast till I get home. I cannot fucking eat this shit. I
Yeah.
actually bring my own protein shakes now with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I buy there.
Mhm.
Everything is so even their like natural food is just fucking garbage.
Oh, well, even
And
like their
as soon as I
protein bars
land
and
on the
stuff, so
plane in
bad.
Richmond, take me to Nando's.
Yeah.
Like, I need to eat
It's different,
real
yeah.
Canadian food is substantially superior
Yeah.
than American food.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've like, see, the thing is that I'm extremely like strict and I have like allergies and restrictions and stuff. So I'm like very on point with everything. So I don't even understand the difference between American and Canadian because I'm very much like cook my own food at home and meal prep and
Well, you can see the difference.
no, it's just like, it's honestly like a health thing. And for me, I just struggled for so many years with being underweight that it almost became a thing that I need to like make sure I'm eating enough throughout
Yeah,
the day.
so you were the opposite of me. So what was that like?
Yeah. Well, it was crazy, but it was one of those things where like it was so much more than just like an addiction. It was more, I don't even know. It was like a total mental health roller coaster.
So for people to understand, you were very skinny.
I was
Yeah.
I had anorexia really badly.
What was your lowest weight?
It actually wasn't too bad. It was like high 90s,
And
which
how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Oh, that's pretty skinny for your type.
Yeah, but I mean, what I looked like seemed to be a lot worse. I still had muscle on me, so I think that's probably where the weight kind of played a bit of a role. But that was a really, really tough go. Like, that's something I probably can't even explain, to be honest. Like, it was, yes, being underweight, but also the mind games that came along with it was,
Mhm.
looking back, like, psychologically, that was very fucked up.
So being overweight, we eat because it makes us happy,
Mhm.
and then it just cheers us up. So your version of you is you don't want to eat because you don't like the way you look, or you bulimic, or just anorexic?
No, it was all of the above. So I was actually, well, it was like anorexia, but you just, with anorexia, you don't realize how skinny you are. Like, I would look in the mirror and I would think I was quite fat. Like,
Oh,
I
they
would,
call that body dysmorphia. Or
yeah.
something?
So
Yeah.
that's what came along with it. But it wasn't even, it's hard to explain. Some girls seem to, they tried to, especially at the time, they would try to relate to me a little bit, which was like nice of them, but it was completely opposite. Like, they would be like, oh, like I struggle too with my food. Like, if I eat a piece of cake, I feel guilty. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, no, you don't understand. Like, I would not touch a tomato because it had too much sugar in it. And if I did, like one time specifically, I ate tomato on my chicken breast and then immediately went into the bathroom and physically saw myself gain weight in the mirror. Like I could see my face getting bigger. I could see my whole body swelling, getting fatter. And it was, no matter how many hours on the stair climber the next few days, I couldn't burn off that tomato.
Yeah, no, I have body dysmorphia with this weight loss.
Yeah.
So like I'm a size small in shirts now. I'm a size 30 waist. I still look at myself in the mirror as a fat fucking whale. Nothing will please me until I see a shredded six pack. I finally have dick lines and upper abs, but I want the fucking lower abs.
Yeah.
And then I always tell this to my diet coach. He's like, you have body dysmorphia because I'm so unhappy. He's like, dude, you just lost 50 pounds. Like, relax.
Yeah.
And you haven't gained it back. Like, this is a journey. You need to fix what you look like. And the only thing that actually helps me is my wife will send me pictures of when we first met.
Yeah.
She's like, how fucking fat you were back in the day. I was like, man, you love me for really me.
Yeah, I remember you saying
I was
that,
a fucking fat loser. And that really helps my body dysmorphia because what I do a collage where I put side by side photos, year to year dates, and that really helps me look at a different lens in the mirror now. Because I was telling my wife yesterday, like I'm in my favorite store, Arden W Co. I'm in all the small, extra small sizes. I cannot get anything smaller than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even now I keep old clothes from 2 years ago that I put on and wear around the house just as because to change what I view of myself because I'm so hard on myself. But I also like being hard on myself because I never want to fail.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I'm scared to ease up because I don't want to ever go back.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. But that's like, see, that's a good thing. And that is the difference too. Like, I think you are someone who's like, you're extremely hard on yourself and you want to just be better and keep going and stuff. Whereas at that time, there was no being better than, like, I felt so poorly and I wasn't trying to be better. It was almost like if I didn't work out a certain amount per day, if I ate more than I was supposed to, like, it was worse than if I was going to die. Like the way I felt. How many
calories were you eating a day?
I was eating 12 egg whites, a cucumber, a can of tuna, and sugar-free Jell-O.
So what started your journey on that? Were you overweight before and people were making fun of you, or?
Never. I was always super fit, super active. I was always had abs in high school and stuff. It started when my mom passed away 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, and it was a week after I graduated high school. She passed away, and that just right from there, I just started declining, and I had this horrible snowball where I went to a very, very dark, depressive state, and it fell into an eating disorder, and it just got worse and worse. And I ended up being hospitalized, and they wanted to make me an inpatient for months at St. Paul's to help treat it. But yeah, I was going to so many programs, and I don't know. It's one of those things where I just, like I said before, I didn't realize it. I didn't know what was actually going on. And I honestly, at one point, didn't even have the will to live anymore. So it was
just because your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom triggered all this.
Yeah. And
You're close with her, I guess?
Yeah. Well, our family, our family's so close, like me and my sisters and my dad. And it was so tough. It didn't feel like someone died. It felt like I had died already. And it was almost like we were so.
That sounds terrible.
I can't even tell you. Like, there will be nothing in this world that will be like that. I
always say, like, I talked to my wife about this. I was never really close with my mom. I'm closer with my dad.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, I understand what death is, what it is. But I've had lots of deaths in my family. It doesn't even faze me. But I think me being a dad, I think when my mom goes, my dad goes, I haven't experienced it yet. So it probably hit me pretty hard. But my worst fear, the only thing I hate about being a dad is if anything happened to my kid. I would never recover.
Yeah.
It would break us up too.
Yeah.
I could never deal with that. And I hear about things when I was single and I didn't have a kid and I hear kids dying, it didn't even faze me. But now being a dad, it's the most terrifying fear.
Yeah. And I don't know though, the way it hit me is almost like as if I loved my mom as much as people love their kids or something. Like, it was just.
Yeah, you might have been really close. Yeah.
Like, just, I couldn't even look in the mirror for years after that. Like, I would just have these horrible, like, I don't know what, I'd have like night terrors all the time, but I would just have these episodes where I would even like just be driving and I would just have to pull over and I'd be just absolutely
totally normal
losing
reaction.
it.
Yeah.
It went for so long.
I see how close my daughter is with my wife, and God, always say to her, I'm like, make sure I die before you do
Yeah.
on any level.
Yeah.
Because she needs you more than I do.
Yeah.
Because mom is mom. Like I
Mhm.
always tell women this on other podcasts. Women have the biggest superpower on the planet. You could be someone's mom.
Yeah.
How beautiful is
know.
that? We can never be that.
Yeah.
And like when women don't want to have kids or they want to have abortions because not because of health problems, just because they just want to party the rest of their life. I'm like, you get to be someone's mom.
Yeah.
Like that means so much to everyone
Mhm.
on the planet. And why are you guys like trying not to have kids anymore?
Yeah.
Like it's such a beautiful thing that
No, I
someone gets
know.
to open their eyes and you are the only thing. You are their first best friend, their first love, their first click, everything. Like I see it firsthand. I'm like, man, these two are fucking bestie bees. I
Yeah.
will never have what they have.
Mhm.
I'll have it in a daddy way,
Yeah.
but I'll never have it. And I'm so
No,
jealous.
honestly, it's true, and I think that's like maybe why also like obviously it hit me so hard. But to me, my favorite part about myself is that I'm my mother's daughter. Like I just think so highly of her, and she's just the best. And you know, like to me, like she's like on such a high pedestal, and no one is ever going to be a better mom than her. And she's even like the most beautiful woman in the whole world. And
Did
like
your
I
dad
truly
remarry?
mean that. Yeah, he did.
How was that?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's happy. And
How long ago was this?
I don't know what year is it.
2024.
Maybe 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
so
he
he-
did move on. Yeah.
They actually were divorced when my mom passed away.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't a thing.
How did he take it?
He was more so concerned about us. Like he
Yeah.
obviously took it hard, but I think he immediately just as a father obviously stepped in as a father and
You
was
got to, yeah.
like
Two
looking
girls.
at us, and then obviously right away I kind of started snowballing, and so I think everyone's eyes
Did
kind of
she
went to me.
remarry?
My mom?
She was someone at the time?
No, she
No.
wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so and I mean they were only divorced for a few years after that, so it wasn't
So mom died and then eating disorder came in. And then how did you get out of it?
long time
How long were you skinny for?
time fucking healed. I mean this started in would have been 2014, and my heart ended up stopping in 2019 from
What?
a
From-
prolonged
From just nutrition?
yeah. So what happened was it started in 2014, and then it went on for probably really bad until 2017. And I started getting a bit better, but I was still obviously I was skinny, but my mental state started getting a lot better. That's another thing with anorexia. There seems to be two sides of it. There's the body side of it and there's the mental side of it. And the mental side is the scarier part, to be honest. Like as skinny and unhealthy as your body can be, your mind is just my mind was fucking way in hell gone. Like it wasn't even comparable. So I started mentally getting a lot better before I physically did. And so yeah, I would say I was really bad until 2017, so 3 years. But then 2018, my mind was good, but my body, I'd still dip a little bit. And then 2019, similar. And then August 2019, my heart stopped.
You go to the hospital?
So I was actually already at the hospital, which is
Mhm.
why I'm still alive. Thank
Mhm.
God. I was at work and I just started fainting. And they took me to the hospital and they were running some tests. And then they kept me overnight. And then when I was at St. Paul's, my heart actually ended up stopping. And so they had the defibrillators out, and they threw my feet up, and I woke up and they had the defibrillators over top of me, and they were like, everyone was just like looking at me and just paused. So yeah, that was December 13th, 2019. So it would have been 5 years after the whole thing started.
That's what got you back to normal? Like triggered it?
No, sorry, I completely lost track of what question you asked me. What got me out of it, because like I said, sorry, my mentally started getting a lot better before that, and it was just time, honestly. Like at my lowest point, I was like, it seemed like there was no coming back. Like
So the 13th was the day that it kind of like all fell apart, and then you heart stopped, and then
Mhm.
you started to come out of it over the years.
Yeah.
Like
No, I did, but I would say honestly, before my heart stopped, I mentally was starting to come out of it, but it just
That's just a catalyst.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just too.
You want to hear
delayed.
something creepy?
Hmm.
My catalyst was August 13th
Oh really?
when I went up to the hospital with a heart attack. Yeah,
Oh weird.
that's what changed it all.
Yeah.
I didn't like when this is my coke addiction. I
Yeah.
was a ball a day for fucking God knows how long. Had
Yeah.
reconstructive nose surgery. I couldn't breathe out my nose. Like it was that bad.
Yeah,
And
you said that.
I didn't even realize I was a cokehead until I had a heart attack in the hospital August 13th.
Yeah. Was it
2016.
2016?
Yeah, I've been over.
Was it a Friday?
I have no idea. But when I had the heart attack, I was in handcuffed to the ICU for 3 days because it was attempted suicide. They call it for how much drugs was in my system. And I was like, suicide? I'm not, what are you talking about? Like, I just had no correlation that I was even abusing myself.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, your nose is collapsed on the left side. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like, your toxicity level is insane. Your heart stopped. My immune system actually shut off too. It was the weirdest one where I started breaking out boils all over my body because my body couldn't fight off infections or anything. And then, and that was the catalyst that changed everything.
Yeah.
Never looked back, and it changed my life.
So when you were dealing with all of that, like, were you in a depressive kind of mindset or a state, or you just were trying to have fun?
No, so there's a few different types of addicts. So I ended up in rehab like years before that, and I lasted 3 days because it's like prison. Like, what are you in here for? I'm like, oh, coke. They're like, oh, that's nothing. Get out of here, you pussy. Blah blah. I was an addict because I was a bored addict.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Okay.
I wasn't an addict because I was addicted. I was an addict because I was bored.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was differences. It's a real thing. Yeah. Like, as a bunch of my buddies, just if you don't fill your day up with shit to do, sober stuff.
Yeah.
Then you're used to doing coke on the weekends. And you're like, oh, Tuesday. Yeah, I got nothing to do. Let's do some video game. Then Wednesday. Yeah. Then Thursday.
So it just was all.
Yeah, then turns
you kind of just regulated it. It almost just became a bad habit. It wasn't addiction.
Then it just turned into like, oh, I got nothing to do today, so let's do some drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then how I got clean was the catalyst in the hospital, obviously, and then I was very disappointed with myself, and my mom made me walk home from the hospital 3 days later because she was so disappointed that I tried to kill myself, I guess. I didn't even know it was suicidal. And then...
so I wouldn't even say you weren't even a drug addict then. You were just bored.
Well, I was doing a ball a day, so they do call it a drug addict. It's just a bored addict.
So this is like one thing I'm curious about. I'm going to go off topic, kind of, not really, but I feel like there's like, same with alcoholics and people who are addicted to drugs, where there's a difference between being a person who, like you say, like there's drug addicts, which is like one thing, people who are so addicted to drugs and can't stop thinking about it. And then there's other people who, again, are just like use it a lot. And it's not like you need it, but you just like want to.
My dad taught me the difference. So there's an addict. So my dad did drugs and drank every day, but never let him affect his life. Yeah. He went to work every day, never did anything wrong.
Oh, like a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, I had nothing to do, so I just did drugs. So the craziest thing about getting sober was when I came out, I relapsed 2 weeks later after hospital, just did a small little ant line, and I had an instant anxiety panic attack. Yeah. I was like, oh, my body can never do this again. Yeah. And then I was in an interview for surgery to get my nose fixed, and then they're like, you got to be clean. And I was like, actually, I was just done. And then what happened was you had to fill your day up with sober things. And I was like, I've been doing drugs for 7-8 years. What the fuck did I do before this? Yeah. Oh, I like motorcycles. So I went and bought a motorcycle. And then I started riding a bike. I'm like, oh, I can't be hungover or high doing this. Yeah. So I started hanging out with guys that were sober, and then they want to ride all the time. So I'm like, oh, I have to be sober because they want to go on a cool Harrison ride. So I started riding. It saved my life. And then I got back into hockey. And then hockey, I got kicked off every team because as a drug addict, I would come up just high as a kite, or it affect my respiratory. I couldn't breathe longer than 45 second shifts. That's it. Now I could play the whole game, the entire game. Yeah. And when I got clean, everyone wanted to play with me, and I I like being wanted again. So it's like, and then I started getting lots of points and being good and creating teams. So my life just got better. Yeah. So I'm like, why the fuck would I ever destroy this? I actually had a temptation about 2 weeks ago. Oh, really? When I was around Buddy doing it, and it smelled. I could smell it.
I'm seeing like the pattern here is like, and from what you've come from, like this lifestyle of so many drugs and this lifestyle of like being physically active and enjoying your life a lot more is the common denominator of having your friends who are drug addicts, but then being around these other people who are not, and they want to go on motorcycle rides, I want to do this, and then you're having a relapse, and your friend is like wanting you to do drugs.
No, but it's having a relapse. I was having. Sorry, that's what I meant. I smelled the scent of it. Okay. Like, I love the smell of blow. It smells so good. I wish they could make perfume out of it.
Really?
Oh,
what
yeah,
does it smell like?
I don't even want to explain it. It's me going. But no, I smelt it, and I was like, oh, I had this little weird thought. I'm like, you've been sober for 8 years. Let's just, the devil in shoulders, like, just do one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, no, my life is so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
I'm so rich. I have a great family. Why would I? And plus, I'm getting older, and I've seen so many of my uncles die from health problems from abusing drugs and booze, and I'm a health freak now. Like, it's actually to the point where I'm obsessed with health. Yeah. Or being the best version I can. Because what put me in my place is we went to my wife's grandparents' place. They're 77, but they've been together since they're 20. They have pictures the whole year across since they've been together forever. And I'm like, I never want to be 80 and never been my best version of myself. I want to have
No,
no
yeah.
regrets.
Yeah.
That instantly put me in my place because I literally have, I'm 37. I have 15 to 20 good summers left
Yeah.
of mobility.
Ooh, that's a weird way to put things.
It's true.
That's really
Of
weird.
mobility because I'm a huge sports guy.
Yeah.
And if I can't play hockey 3 days a week, if I
Yeah.
can't go to the gym, if I can't go on a fucking hike and be optimal and not get tired, then I start freaking out.
Yeah.
So
What a
I,
perspective. 15 to 20 summers.
for 37, yeah. I always tell the
Shit.
boys, I'm like, you're born in the 80s. It's like literally 15 summers left.
I've never thought of it that way before. That's
I just came to me one day. This
Yeah.
came to me a couple weeks ago, and I tell the boys now on the team, like, dude, because some of the boys want to quit hockey. I'm like, you have 15 summers left,
Yeah.
15 seasons left. Don't quit now, because
Yeah.
you're gonna be 70 one day and be like, oh, I wish I played a couple more seasons.
yeah.
Because you can never get that back.
Yeah.
It's just like skiing. My wife's hardcore into skiing. Like, you literally, babe, you have like 20 seasons left. That's
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
it goes so
Well, it
quick.
goes so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why wasted this? That quote there got me off from chasing stupid financial dreams.
Yeah.
What's the point of chasing crazy? Like, when I see people like fighting over like 40 million, 50 million, they want to go to billionaires. I'm like, what's the point? Like, you can have enough money just to get by, the roof over your head. You're fine. Enjoy the little things like your kid's childhood,
Mm-hmm.
sports,
Mm-hmm.
relationships.
Yeah.
To have no regrets.
Well, that's like what I've always said too, and that's something me and my younger sister, we always kind of like harp on about, is that people, all these people, they work their 20s, their 30s, and they work so hard, which is great for them. But then they're working for retirement. But then when you're retired, what are you going to do with all that money? And it's like, which is again good for you, and like work, be driven, but also you need to live your life along the way, because
Yeah, that's
these
what
are
I'm
the
doing
most
right now.
important years. And when you're wasting away, you're wasting family events, you're missing hockey games, you're doing this, that, and the other thing to save money for what? So that when you're retired, you can give it to your kids because you're too
Yeah.
tired to go on a vacation.
I had my soul guide talk to me about this last year. I worked for a year straight and avoided everything to do with my kid, like just like little things, but because I was trying to like pay this mortgage off and I just wanted to get it over with. And then my soul guide was like, you need to have, I kept seeing the numbers 66 like everywhere, like 40 times a day, and I looked it up as an angel number. The angel number was like, you need to have a balance
Yeah.
in life. You always will be rich, that's never gonna be a problem, but you need to focus on family life and personal life. And then I realized, because I was doing it wrong, I'm good at my job, but I need to be present
Yes.
in every little moment, not just my family too. Because like, here's another example, this might hurt you a little bit. Girls in their late 20s, you have 10 good summers left, that's it. Because 8 girls unfortunately age faster than guys do.
Yeah.
Right, like you literally maybe have 6 hot summers left, and that's it.
Unless you get Botox and you have a few more.
No, I know, but guys,
I'm just
as soon as like, if you're a single guy, like, there's a hot 35-year-old
Yeah.
or a hot 22-year-old, he's always gonna pick the young girl just out of fertility reasons.
Yeah.
Because if he wants children, it depends on your fucking goals.
That's true.
And the best thing I always tell the boys is like, have kids, man. Like,
Yeah.
we're trying to have number 2. It's fucking 6 months in. It's taking its time, but we're committed. And then like, the forced sex thing needs to stop. Like the ovulation schedule. I'm like, I don't tell anymore. Let's just have random sex, and if it happens, it happens. Because
Well, no. Once you start forcing things, it's the law of attraction, law of
I
detachment.
don't care how hot you are. I
Yeah.
talk to other couples that like, there's this girl at the gym and her husband, they're fucking gorgeous
Yeah.
couple. I'm like, do you guys have that schedule set to have kids? They're like,
Yeah.
dude, I hated it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fuck
Well, yeah,
them
because then
anymore.
also then you're probably so stressed out, which is your body's under stress. So then
Yeah.
you're probably less likely
like,
to.
you got to fuck it this time and this certain
Yeah.
day. I'm like, this is why we're
Forget
not
it.
getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
stop. I'm like, I don't care how hot you are. This is going to kill our marriage where I don't want to even fucking touch you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I need to stop. I
Yeah.
can't do anymore.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, obviously I'm single and I'm not really looking right now. But if I was to want kids later and stuff, I would definitely not be on a fucking schedule.
You'll have kids. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I
And you
predict
always
it.
say this. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
we'll
a good
see.
chick. No, it's like I was telling the boys yesterday, we were having a conversation with my buddies. The wrong people are having kids right now.
Yeah.
The right people need to start having
Yeah.
kids. There's too
Well-
many fucking lower class people having kids and
Yeah.
making fat autistic kids. Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm going to have a kid, I'm going to be the fucking best mom, and I'm going to devote every single moment of my life to those kids. So I just want to make sure it's with the right person and I'm ready. And if it's not that perfect combo, then I'm not having them, because I'm
You
not
said
bringing.
the most important thing I always tell to educate girls is the
Yeah.
most important choice in life is the person you have kids with.
Well, exactly, because I'm not bringing a kid into this world unless it's going to have the proper care, proper food. I also want a kid that's going to be able to, we can afford to play sports. We can afford to do this. We can also, I don't want to be stressed out all the time because I want good quality relationship with my kids. So I want to make sure I'm financially set up. And it's, I don't know. There's like so many things to line up with it. And at this moment, I'm obviously.
But if you're like, you're a girl that has, I'll be honest with you because you're your buddy, you have a girl that has more perks than most broads have. Like, let's just say with beauty.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
That's nice.
and you're setting your career up, whatever it is, any career with girls. I'm like, ladies, you can talk to my wife about this. As soon as you have children, the last thing you want to do is work.
Yeah, I know.
Like, trust me, it doesn't exist anymore. Like, girls past, when you hit 30, like the working thing for your own dollar is cool from like early 20s and on. But 30 plus, I don't even want to work.
No,
like, I'm doing whatever it takes to retire in 4 years. And that's it. And she's retired too. Like, that is it. You find a man that can financially take you on. This is why in our old podcast, I'm like, maybe girls should raise your standards a little bit on the financial side. You know, you have looks, you know, you're prettier than most girls, you know, you're like on the average, most girls today are like 5s at best because they're all overweight or have attitude problems. Or you can meet a total 10 look wise, but you start talking to her, she's a total bitch.
She's such a mop. Yeah.
Like, I've seen guys where I've talked to them, they're so hot and they start talking and just like, oh dude, shut up.
Oh yeah. But that's like with every, like girls and guys. I mean, it's so hard to find now. And that's why I don't even look at looks like whatsoever. Like dating apps, absolutely not. Because it's all the looks based people. And well, yeah, and like the looks, it's these people all of a sudden they think they're good looking and they don't need to offer anything else. And it's like, where's your fucking personality? Looks fade for me within like an hour.
Dude, I always say the worst lays are the hottest chicks.
The worst what?
Lays are the hottest chicks because they rely on their looks.
Yeah.
And every time you pick up a 10, you go to bang her. This is back in the day, like the worst fuck I've ever had.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. Like like the 5s and 6s.
Really?
Because they just sit there and they look hot. Like they have nothing else to offer you. They don't even cook or clean. They do nothing.
Yeah.
Because they've been hot their whole life.
Yeah.
And like they just rely on their looks.
But you got to find a girl that had a glow up then.
Yeah, no, like I always tell the boys now, marry the 8s or the 7s.
Yeah.
You'll be the best mom's best potential ever. Like they're go away from the look 10s.
Yeah, well, just honestly go away from the city girls, honestly. Like I've never found a good personality city girl, to be honest. They're all
plus they have too many guys on the go.
Well, exactly. That's what we kind of talked about last time. It's like absolutely fuck. Yes, the guy thing though, the guy friend thing, like I have a lot of guy friends that it's like they won't like absolutely never, and like we don't text or anything, but like we like walk our dogs together.
But
and like
they would if you did.
No, I don't think so.
For example, I would have never married Natalie if she had one guy friend.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I don't even have one girlfriend.
See, like that's the thing is that people are always like raising that as a red flag, but also it comes from the fact that I grew up playing so many sports. Like you know what I mean? It's like, and I play sports. Like I play like on all these different freaking co-ed teams and stuff.
Sydney, I'll be honest with you because guys aren't honest with you. When you're playing hockey on the girls team out there and all the boys are watching you girls play, everyone's pulling up your Instagram.
No. Why?
Just being honest.
Yeah, I know, but like that's...
It is what it is. Guys are so simple. You know this.
Yeah.
Guys are image based.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. It is what it is. Like guys are not emotional. We don't think with our heads. We think with our other head. Yeah. That's all. Guys are just feed them.
But then like, aren't you guys smart enough to realize though that when you do that, you're going to end up with a girl that's super high maintenance or like,
there's a reason why I had a few girls on the podcast where I tell women this thing. There's a reason why a guy will marry 8 and not a 10.
Yeah.
Because she is more trustworthy. She can be a good, like when a guy is financially stable, he will look at a girl not because of her looks. Is she gonna be a good mom? Is she gonna stay home?
Yeah.
Is she gonna bring me peace? Is she gonna go out and disrespect me? Literally, those are the biggest things a guy thinks about.
Yeah.
Is she not gonna take my kids away?
Yeah.
Those are the biggest things. Then looks is a bonus after that.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, it's more about stability. This is why you see multi-billionaires and millionaires marry 7s or 6s.
Yeah.
Or like movie stars, like that's his wife, because she's a good fucking wife.
Yeah.
She supports her man. She submits to him. She serves him and the family in all ways. Submitting is like, I know women hate the word. But I wish there's a different word for it. Let's just say this. She trusts you in all of your judgment to guide the family in a proper way that the house will always be stable and together. That's the best way. Okay. A lot of guys are not worthy of submission. Trust me. I could see it all the time. I would never get my wife's submission if I didn't provide the way I provided. And I expect her to put me in my place all the time. I always tell her, like, if I was broke tomorrow, I don't think you'd be fucking be with me. I wouldn't, if I were you, like move on. You know what I mean? But now we have kids. So I'm very good at
Like, we have
one.
kids, I'm set. I don't know.
Well, because
I don't
I'm,
need
I'm
money
good at
anymore.
one thing. She's greater at other things, man. She makes us a fucking home. She's the most peaceful person I ever met. Like, I serve her.
Mm-hmm.
She serves me. Like, our credit card bill comes in. I don't even fucking tell her what it is. I just pay it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's 10 fucking grand. I'm just
Mhm.
like, just pay it. We want 2 Disneyland trips? Pay it. You want
Yeah.
your lake house? Pay it. That's my duty. That's me serving her because I'm good at that.
Mm-hmm.
She's good at everything else.
Yeah.
She's the glue. I always tell her, I'm like, babe, you need to make sure you're mentally happy. Whatever you need to be happy, I will do whatever it takes.
Mhm.
Because if you lose your mind, like last night, I had to take care of the kid all night. And I'm like, fine, because she was starting to lose it.
Yeah.
The kid was just being a little much.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, I need you to sleep. Go have a nice bath. Here's some wine. Chill the fuck out.
Mhm.
Go downstairs in the master room. Sleep all night. Turn your phone off. I need you to have a good 12-hour sleep. I'll go deal with crazy baby.
Yeah.
I did it. And now I'm like, for the next, because I'm off work now to January 15th. I'm like, I'm going to do it for the next month for you
Mhm.
because I can. And
That's
I can
nice.
give it back to you.
Yeah.
Because I see how much the late nights, waking up every couple hours, the sleep issues, all tired all the time. I'm like, just relax. I
Yeah.
got this. The bills are paid. So I can, so me, I actually serve her more than she serves me.
Mhm.
Like if we wrote on a chalkboard how much I do versus her financially and everything.
You guys are so organized.
No, you have to have a system. It took us like 3 years to fine tune everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because we have a home and the number one thing is the family.
Yeah.
It's not about my personal happiness. Like
Mhm.
my thing she knows I need is I need my hockey 3 days
Yeah.
a week.
Mhm.
Just let me go.
And that it seems like you guys have a really good balance too, right?
You
Where
have to
it's-
have balance. Yeah.
And it seems like you are very aware of what her needs are. And
Yep.
you're very much like, I need this in order to be the best version of myself. You need this in order to be the best version of
It's
yourself.
just getting to know each other.
Yeah. And no, honestly, I think that's so mature and
She
it
works
makes
for
such
me.
a stable
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, like I know her. Like my weird thing is that she doesn't like is I like to go to movies by myself.
Yeah.
Just because I like to be alone for like 3 hours
But
and
introverted. Yeah.
because before her I used to go to movies by myself, food by myself, concerts by myself. I
Yeah.
just like being alone. I travel by myself.
Yeah.
I need that
Mm-hmm.
because my job is so in person.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a movie the other night. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna go see Gladiator 2. Like, don't ask to come.
Yeah.
Just I need this.
Yeah.
Just like she's planning 4 skiing trips with her friends.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me, let's just do it on a Sunday because it's my only day off.
Yeah.
Like totally day off that I can stay home with the kid. I'll have daddy daughter days.
Yeah.
Let's just, because when you get into the whole thing is longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sex dies off,
Mhm.
but you got to make it work.
Yeah.
You got to stay fit. Like she sends me sad little Snapchats of her salad that she had to eat today. I'm like, bitch, I ate 1,200 calories today. You want to go fucking Snapchat for Snapchat? It goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like she only has to work out like Mondays and Wednesdays. That is it. My requirements are so much more
Yeah.
substantial because
Mhm.
I put myself on a higher centers, and we just live for each other. And that's called submitting. It's almost like submitting for each other.
Yeah.
Because I know what makes her happy. She needs skiing with her girlfriend,
Yeah.
Emmy. Go have fun, babe. Here's a couple $100. Just fucking go for the day. Go get drunk. Just don't drink and drive. That's all I
Mhm.
ask. I'll come
Yeah.
pick up if you need to.
Yeah.
And then she's like, cool, because she is like an Olympic skier. She's so good at it.
Oh,
And
really?
she's so good at it.
fun.
I tried to go with her.
Yeah.
It's like her trying to play roller hockey with
Oh,
us. She's
yeah, yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Like she cries on skates.
Yeah.
But she can go down double black diamonds backwards.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing ever.
So did she like competitively ski growing up or anything, or she just got really good at it fast?
She's stupid good. She never did
Interesting.
competitive because she traveled her whole life.
Yeah.
But she was like, she could do flips. She can do
Oh, really?
everything. It's when I went with
See,
her,
there,
I'm like,
there you go.
you're-
There's another like, find a girl who's athletic, and
Yeah.
you'll be happy forever.
Actually, those are my requirements before I even met her. I was like, I need to find a girl that's into fitness
Yeah.
or some sort of fitness.
Yeah.
She never liked the gym. She liked hiking and skiing,
That's great.
and she loved good eating.
Yep.
And she'd make the best home meals.
You know what? That's
So I'm
good.
like, I could work with this.
Well, yeah, because you need someone who's not only gonna feel, because like if they are cooking 2 healthy meals, then it's gonna make them feel good, which is gonna obviously
Yeah.
just create a happier home as well.
The weirdest, her superpower is she can cook. She's so good at cooking that she's ruined every restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's stupid good. All the juices and everything. Like, I'm like, where'd you even learn this? She's like, I don't know. I'm just a natural.
Yeah.
And then we
She's
try to
good at
go
it.
out for a meal
Mhm.
because I want to take her out for a nice date night. And we're sitting there eating $100 plate. I'm like, babe, we could have gone to the butcher for $40 and way bigger portions and way better. And she's like, I know I'm so good at cooking. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just stop. So now we don't eat anymore because it's just pointless.
Well, that's like how we are at home too with my sisters. It's always like, why would we spend $60 each on a meal when we could literally go to the store and spend like $30 for 4 of us?
I
It
heard
just
in the
makes no
news
sense.
restaurants are dying because of that.
Well,
It's just
probably.
so
I mean,
expensive.
the freaking
yeah.
inflation and everything. Also, a lot of people I feel like are on a health kick. And even there's so many restaurants too where you go to order a steak and it is still like marinated in oils and stuff. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think people are a lot more aware of what's good for their body, their gut health.
Yeah,
And
I have so much food allergies now that I can tell the difference between a butcher steak versus a Walmart steak.
Yeah.
I'll instantly eat a Walmart steak and my body will break out in hives just from the preservative in it.
Yeah.
I go to Katana's. I call them out all the time. I'll eat their Kobe steak for
Yeah.
$100
Yeah.
and I'll eat it. And I instantly break out in hives. Like I have a superpower. Like instantly, like I have to take Benadryl. And I'm like, is there preservatives in this fucking? I thought it was supposed to be pure steak. Did you run out of steak and go to Walmart?
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. We actually ran out of food, so we went to Save On. I'm like, motherfucker. Why am I paying $100 for a $20 steak?
Yeah.
You
It's
know
almost
what
like a little superpower. You have a blessing in disguise because it like forces you to have to be healthy.
Oh yeah, like when I actually ended up in the ICU because I went to McDonald's and I'm allergic to MSG. I
Oh,
ate
really?
McDonald's my whole
So what
life.
happens when you have the McDonald's?
So I ate McDonald's my whole life, but then I just ate my one last meal too many times. I used to eat it twice a day.
Yeah.
And then I'm allergic to MSG. And I had to take an EpiPen. I ended up at the hospital for 3 days on Benadryl bags and a tube down my fucking throat to breathe for me.
Yeah.
I almost died. And they're like, when I came out of it, they're like, dude, you can't. They did an allergy test to show me how many food, like, just don't eat out, dude.
Yeah.
Your preservatives,
You have
MSGs,
issues,
and
eh?
food coloring.
Yeah.
Like, I went to the.
Oh, those are weird ones too.
Yeah.
Those are scary because those aren't the usual like gluten, dairy, shellfish, like that
No,
restaurants are
just
aware
preservatives,
of.
just
Yeah.
like I eat dairy all day long. My worst one is I have tendonitis. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Ear ringing. So I have a really bad one.
Yeah.
So if I eat red food coloring, so I went to my the grandparents a couple weeks ago. They made homemade cookies for the kid, and I had a bite of one. I didn't know there was food coloring in it. My ear rang for 2 weeks straight. I almost killed myself because I couldn't sleep.
Interesting.
It's just like beep.
Okay, my ears do that too sometimes. I didn't know what that
it's
was.
food allergies. So if you have really bad food allergies,
Yeah.
you have very easy to develop tendonitis in
I
your
didn't-
left ear.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I thought tendonitis was in your tendons, not your ear.
No, tendonitis is your ear ringing.
Oh, tendonitis.
So
What am I thinking of?
You're like, I understand what you're trying to say, like, but it's not that. No.
Okay.
So this is tendonitis. It's like a loud ringing in your left ear. So
Yeah.
it's just like beep.
Yeah, no, I know
Am I-
exactly what you're talking
Try
about.
imagine sleeping with that.
Yeah, no, that would be
Like I was down here meditating, trying to get down. My wife would call me because it's 3 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. Grab the guns, like hide it. Like it's just
Yeah.
day 5. I can't sleep
Yeah.
because the ear ringing's so bad.
And is there anything you can take for it?
Usually I'd have to knock myself with Benadryl and sleeping pills. My worst one, I took a whole bottle of Benadryl that night and 2 sleeping pills just to get fucking 2 hours of sleep. And it finally went away after, and then I have to also rinse out the noses 3 times a day with solution. And it finally, after 2 weeks, finally went to 0.
Yeah.
But I was just like, my food allergies are so grand
Holy
now.
shit. Yeah, I
as
would
you
not
know.
even risk eating out.
It's because the worst part about eating clean and getting fit is I'm so fucking clean now.
Yeah.
I can't eat anything.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
annoying because then I feel like an asshole when people invite me over. They're
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I can't. What's the point of
Yeah.
me coming over? Like, my worst terrifying fear is like Christmas dinner is coming up.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I think I'm invited to so many places. I'm like, babe, I can't. I'm an addict, so it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna fight.
You're gonna have to
addiction.
fucking pack your like plain chicken, boiled chicken breast.
It's not
and
only that
lettuce.
I could eat everything before I go, but then I'm sitting there staring at
Oh,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm an addict,
Yeah.
so it's just like I have to. It ruins my entire night. That I have to sit there in a bad mood. That I can't have anything.
Yeah. I want to go back to, I find this so interesting because I actually never believed them when I heard that drugs are less addictive than food.
Food's the worst one. Even
So,
my parents
because
agree now.
I haven't actually physically talked to someone in person that has had both a drug addiction and some kind of eating disorder. So with that, can you describe to me the different urges between drugs and food?
Well, drugs is just a fun thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be honest with you. There's nothing hotter back in the day than having a girl at your house and doing drugs with her all night and playing with her.
Yeah.
But that is in the past. Now, food is because I don't have an off switch.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. I don't have cigarettes. So
Yeah.
everyone has an off switch.
Yeah.
Like a calm down switch.
Yeah.
Mine is food.
Yeah.
Thank God over the last 3 years,
see.
God
Yeah.
was blessed enough to let me. I can eat as much popcorn as I want because
Yeah.
I'm a salty guy. So
Okay.
I soak my popcorn in salt and butter. I can eat all of it. And I don't gain a fucking pound.
Yeah.
Popcorn is actually one of the easiest things to eat without gaining weight.
Yeah. It's very light.
Popcorn.
Not very
I
much
can
calories.
have a poutine. That's fine. From the movie theaters only.
Yeah.
Anywhere else has preservatives. Like I
Yeah.
went through a list of things like, okay, this makes my ear ringing. This makes me
Right.
break out hives. I wrote down everything I
So
can
do
eat.
you think that like all these allergies kind of helped you almost get out of
Oh yeah.
that addiction to food?
It's a
really?
superpower.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
it's
'cause my
almost like
body-
it's a blessing in disguise.
My body because I'm a firm believer on one thing.
yeah.
I'm 37.
Mhm.
I look good for 37. I've read so many books that we're supposed to like not age as fast as today's standards.
Yeah.
You know, we're a 120-year species. You're supposed to look 40 at 60. You know what I mean? And I see so many people aging faster than me. Then I look at their diets and their drug habits and their booze. I'm like, there it is. Because there's so many studies now saying this is the big thing RFK talks about. We're being aged and poisoned.
Yeah.
You know, if I eat something bad, I look 10 years older the next day.
Yeah.
But if I fast and clean myself out for 2 weeks, I look 10 years younger.
100%. Anytime I have like a photo shoot or an event or anything, literally 2 weeks before, I'm in the sauna 4 times a week. I'm taking like liposomal glutathion. I'm completely animal-based diet, which I do most of the time anyway, but like I do slip a little bit.
And I study history a lot, and I do fasting. Fasting de-ages you so much.
Yeah.
Like
and
I'll fast for 3 days and I look like 5 years younger.
Yeah, and it increases your human growth hormone, which helps with like recovery and muscle growth. It's like fasting is so good for you, unless you have adrenal gland issues, which I do. With the whole anorexia thing, I guess I burnt out my adrenal glands really bad. Now my cortisol levels, they're super sensitive. And so I can't actually go that long without eating, or else I crash.
My cortisol levels are super sensitive because I work out too much.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I weigh myself every morning and then I'll step on the scale the next day. If I have a 10 p.m. game, my cortisol spikes so high that I gain 4 pounds of water weight.
No, same. Anytime I play hockey, I'm a lot more puffy the next day.
Yeah, because your body stresses out. Yeah. And you're actually like when I study our ancestors, we're actually overfed in these generations. Yeah. Like breakfast is break fast. I didn't even know that until like I spelt it out. I was like, oh my God, you're breaking your fast. Because our ancestors back in the day, they would eat once a meal a day or once when they hunted. It wasn't all the time.
No, I know. It's not this. And that's the thing too, is for that's the fucking thing I hate about just like nutrition and fads and diets and stuff, is that every few years people are like, oh, what everyone was doing a few years ago is actually really bad for you, and we're not doing that anymore. We're doing something completely different. You know what I mean? And it's so fucking stupid. Like, can our nutritionists not get their head straight before they tell us all this information?
I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I posted the people that are in charge of our health programs in Canada, United States, they're all fat and overweight.
No,
every single one.
Yeah.
And then they're not like jacked fit people. They're all fucking fat.
Well, it makes no sense because
health advice,
also like a few years ago, it was all like, oh, fats. Olive oil is so good for you. Coconut oil is so good for you. You have to eat so much of it. Now everyone's like, oh my God, seed oils, you can't have them. They're killing you from the inside. And it's like, can you not fucking tell me that like 3 years ago? Like, get your shit straight before you start telling people this information.
I'm gonna red pill you so hard right now. So I figured it all out.
Yeah. Okay. You tell me.
So there's an agenda in the world. Okay, so if you look back in history, there was a company called Nestle Tea or Nestle or whatever they're called, Kraft.
Yeah.
They bought all the food major industries back in like the 1930s, 1940s, and they're the ones that created the periodic table of like food.
Yeah.
They literally paid off scientists to put that artificial sugar should be part of your food group. There's proof of this now. Yeah. Right?
Why? See, like,
because I'll tell you. Because pharmaceuticals own the world, or especially America. Yeah. And if you're healthy, they don't make money off of prescribing you pills. If you're sick all the time, they make a lot of money. Just like there's cures for cancer, but they don't want to cure you because you're a recurring customer if you are always sick. There's proof of this. They literally said on the news in North America, 1 out of 2 people will have cancer by 2030. 1 out of 2 people will be obese by 2030. This is all by design to keep you sick, stupid, and docile. There's a reason why there's fluoride in your tap water or bottled water. Your bottled water literally says in Canada, you have fluoride in this bottle. Be careful. If you drink too much of it, it's a neurotoxin that makes you dumb and stupid. Now, what is the biggest thing that has happened since World War II to now? Men have got weak, less weak, because what's the major correlating data? More plastics, more processed foods lowers a men's testosterone levels to make them more docile, stupid, and afraid and scared. I am a man that suffered from low testosterone. When I had low T, I was scared and docile and fat all the time. But when I got my test levels back to where they should be, I'm an alpha male that says no or questions fucking everything.
Do you think that is mindset change, or do you think that's actually like a food related change? Or lifestyle,
I mean. All food.
Yeah.
All food. I do blood work every 2 weeks. I get my blood work on Wednesday to prove it. I'm going to do a case study on this. Yeah. Because it's by design. If you're the rulers of the world, would you rather have a smart, healthy population or a sick population that's fat and scared all the time to control?
I would rather smart people because I would like everyone to be healthy.
No. If you want to control the world and rule the world.
These people are so fucked.
The people that rule the world literally pay off scientists to tell you that artificial sugar is 6 times more addictive than cocaine.
Are artificial sugar, are you talking about like Splenda and stuff? Are you talking about white sugar? Okay, yeah.
White sugar. It's literally the most toxic thing you can fucking eat. Yeah. For example, my brother makes the best chocolate chip cookies soaked in brown sugar and white sugar.
Yeah.
I'll have 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'll gain 9 pounds of water weight the next day on the scale. It takes me 14 days to get those 4 cookies off versus the same day I can eat a poutine, extra large bag of popcorn with layered butter. I can eat 2 fucking homemade burgers, 2 Smokies, and I can eat Nando's with large fries in one day and 2 fucking donuts.
Yeah.
And I can get that weight off in 3 days. I only gained 5 pounds of water weight just from the food amount.
Yeah.
3 days to get that off.
Yeah.
Versus 14 days because of artificial sugar.
Yeah.
So if you're a person that always constantly eats candy, stuffing yourself with sugar and all this stuff, you're constantly inflamed, inflammatory, which causes cancer, which causes health problems, which causes obesity. Because your body, this is the one thing I learned about eating bad is like, I can eat 5 days clean, but I can have that one heavier meal, like a burger, homemade burger. That's fine. But if you constantly eat sugar and processed foods, your body holds the weight, and that's how you get fat.
You know what? And that's also like a huge thing that I believe in, because I also do know much about like candida overgrowth and SIBO and like all of these things. Like they're all like mostly sugar fed. But anyways, I find that a lot of people who are actually like heavier, I think a lot of them aren't, it's not actual fat, it's just like their bodies are inflamed with water weight. Yeah, like 100%, because all these people are now going animal based, or they're going carnivore, they're cutting out the sugar and they're dropping weight like that. And I'm like, yeah, because half of that wasn't even fat. It was your body's inflamed constantly. You probably have food allergies you don't know about.
You never want your body inflamed.
No, and like
that's how you get cancer.
Well, exactly. And because also and whenever obviously you're inflamed, your cortisol goes up, which is your stress hormone, and obviously stress is the number 1 cause of everything, of death.
Everything. This is also another thing that people aren't, this is the nothing to do with diet, is sleep.
Yeah.
You need like 8 to 10 hours good sleep.
That's a huge thing for me. I make sure if I need 9 hours of sleep every night, that is like a requirement for me. Like not
I
even
sleep
just
10 every day.
Yeah, not even just because it makes me feel shitty, but otherwise, but because for health reasons, I am so particular about getting my sleep, because what the hell is all the working out in the sauna and everything else if I'm not going to at least get some sleep too for recovery?
I have a cousin he's a very fitness freak, but he's absolutely retarded at fitness. He works out every day at age 40 because he's scared of losing it. I'm like, do you know how bad your body's inflamed right now?
Well, it's so stressed out.
So stressed out. I lost during my whole entire, I'm going to write a fucking book on this because people need to know the truth. Out of my entire 3-year programs with my diet coach right now, my accountability coach, when I used to work out 5 days gym and 4 days hockey, it took me 70% longer to lose weight.
Oh, 100%.
Now that I work out 3 days a week and hockey 3 days a week, I lose about 2.5 pounds a week.
Because it's all fucking water, and then also you can't lose weight when your cortisol is so high.
Yeah, cortisol's a massive part of it.
No, I have this same issue. I actually stopped working out as much the last few months because again, I got blood work as well, and they're saying that my blood work is too high to have like proper female hormones or whatever, like my fitness levels. Anyways, and when I stopped doing so many weights and I started doing more like incline walking and stuff, all of a sudden all my water weight went away, and everyone was like, "You've lost a lot of weight," and I'm like, "It wasn't weight; it was literally just my cortisol."
The most natural thing in the world is like now a place workouts during the summer with Campbell Valley walks, 5K walks. Yeah, most beautiful thing, and most serenity. Nature is the most serenity thing, and you'd lose just as much calories or more walking. Yeah, like it's like the most beautiful thing. If I have a bad day, I'm going to Campbell Valley, going to Fort Langley. Yeah. I can go get a croissant at Blacksmith Bakery and I'll go walk it off. Yeah, that's my weird thing is Fort Langley is like my kind of back to zero place.
Fort Langley it's so cute. I love Fort Langley. Have you gone to Wendell's?
Maybe.
It's like a gluten-free cafe. It's really,
I've been to Wendell's. Yeah, we'd like to go to the Blacksmith Bakery just a couple streets down. Yeah, and then get the croissants and go for a nice walk at the Bray Island there.
It's beautiful there.
It's perfect. And anyways, the whole. And like when we're very educated, this conversation, but then imagine us with this intelligence walking into a room and people that are obese and you're sitting there watching, even like the thing, red cheek syndrome. Yeah. It's just food allergies. Yeah, I know. I sit there and I'm like, dude, stop eating.
And same with like somebody got bumps on their arms. It's dairy allergy.
Yeah. I had that my whole kid. I had to get tattoos to cover up the scars from it. Right. And, this, like my dad, I'm so proud of him. He's lost 50 pounds. He's on my program. I keep him accountable. I always tell him, like, you want to be your fat piece of shit? Like, you got to, some guys just respond better with honesty. Yeah. Because I've learned when you sugarcoat things, my mom's been sugarcoated her whole life and she's fucking 65% body fat,
Mhm.
or was. Now she's like almost half that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
still got another 30 pounds.
Good
Now,
for her.
now she just booked her skin surgery
Yeah.
because the cutest thing I texted I get from her is, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me another 10
Mhm.
years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for showing me. Because before I took her on this program, because when I learned it, I'm like, I owe my parents a gift.
Mhm.
I'm going to teach you guys accountability.
Yeah.
And they're like, I literally said word for word, I'm going to give you a gift. You don't owe me anything. Just help someone else in the future
Mhm.
with the same program. And it works.
Mhm.
You know, I keep just being honest. I'm like, look at yourself in the mirror. I'm like, Mom, there's a reason why you don't, you wear sweaters in every fucking picture. It's because you don't like your arms.
Yeah.
And I called her out on it. She's like, how'd you know that? I'm like, it's my job to be observant
Mhm.
of people's personality, body behaviors.
Mhm.
And then like, Mom, you're a whale. Like, fuck it.
You and these like words. No, but I know.
It's truth.
I know.
It's just like, we live in a world now that everyone's so scared of being honest with each
Yeah.
other. You know what I mean? And then like, the last 3 years, I'm like, I always tell the boys, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I pass the puck wrong?
Yeah.
Did I shoot it wrong?
Yeah.
Should I pass it a little slower?
Yeah.
Tell me the fucking
Yeah.
truth. They're like, oh, you're so scary. I'm like, just tell me the truth.
Yeah.
So I can improve myself,
Yeah.
please, because I have no fucking idea.
Well, no, that's exactly how I am too. Like, I would honestly rather be told completely the truth. Like, I would
Yeah.
rather someone just be completely blunt and honest with me. Just this society now is so sensitive. It's so sensitive. You have to be so careful.
Yeah, but we are living in a society where everyone rather protect the truth than the honesty.
Yeah.
Or no, rather protect the lie than honesty. And this is why our world's going so fucked up. Like I went to the movie theater on Friday to watch Gladiator 2, and I looked at the new generation.
Mhm.
I was like, we're so fucked.
Yeah.
All the men were fat, all the girls were over fat or feminist,
Mhm.
and the guys were blue hair, binary, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I didn't see one alpha male.
Mhm.
In a war, there will be more world wars. It will happen. Humans will go to war, maybe not in a lifetime or some other lifetime. If you don't have men that are going to fight against Russians or Chinese, like the most embarrassing thing was Remembrance Day. They did this thing on the news. Look at our military, Canadian military. They weren't in unison marching. They had LGBTQ fat soldiers. And then like, look at Russian soldiers. Look at Chinese soldiers. Look at Saudi Arabia soldiers. If there's a real war, your strongest men got to fight.
Yeah.
If there's a
That's-
minority, now we're the minority.
Mhm.
Like, what are you going to do when we all die?
Yeah.
Like, come on, look at the death rate in World War II. You got to have like what I'm saying is your population has to be substantially stronger than weaker,
Mhm.
men and women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's really weak, offended, and sensitive, and there's a few
really
strong
weak,
guys.
offended, and sensitive. No, it honestly is true. Everyone's very sensitive, but I mean, fuck, I don't know.
I get a lot of followers or a lot of questions because now I'm brutally honest on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I just tell you how it is.
Well, it's either people love it or they hate it, and you
Yeah.
gotta like do whatever.
I'm like, what do you hate
yeah.
the truth?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude,
But
but yeah.
it's just like everyone's different, right? Like you talk however you want to talk, and someone else will talk however they want to talk, and I mean, some people get offended, some people don't.
But then again, it filters out who you should be friends with.
yeah.
You know, what I mean, I spent my whole life with people that just lied or just didn't tell me the truth.
Yeah.
You know, grow some balls.
Yeah.
Because then you have real friends.
Yeah.
Real people. You have one or two.
Mhm.
You know, people all the time. Like, I've finally met a crew of guys
Mhm.
that are fucking honest.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's
Yeah.
real men.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm meeting women that are finally messaging me on Instagram that are real men. They're like, we're tired of feminism. We're
Yeah.
tired of this fucking gay shit. We want real men.
Yeah.
Like, if you want real men, you got to be real women again.
Yeah.
Like, let's go back 40 years.
Mhm.
You know, let's just all have our roles. We're both important. Like, you have the biggest superpower. We protect your superpower. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go back to beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's embarrassing because, like, you travel the world. My wife traveled the world. It's substantially worse over here, fitness-wise. You know,
Oh, it's not
compared
even
to there.
compare. Oh my god! Like, go to Australia, and it's like I said, everyone gives me a run for my money over there. Like in
Yeah.
Australia, I wake up at 5 and everyone's already almost done their run, and I'm like, holy fuck, I can't keep up.
Well, the reason why I harp on people is because we came from World War II, where we had the most beautiful generation on the planet that literally stood up and sacrificed their own youth to protect our freedoms and save, Europe,
Yeah.
right? And we go from that, the globe, the light of the world. We were literally the pinnacle of fucking freedom that literally won World War II, helped
Yeah.
England and all the allies that beat Germany and Japan. And we go from that to this
Yeah.
80, 100 years later. How embarrassing is that to our ancestors? If our ancestors were like, we fought for what? For you to end up like this? We're losing our country to immigration. We're losing our country to weak pussy men in charge. We're losing our country to feminism. Like the birth rate is down 1.2.
Yeah.
You can't get mad with the results. What happens next?
Yeah.
You know, if feminism gets so like extreme women's rights, I get it. You work, do whatever the fuck you want, but there's consequences to all of our actions moving forward. If we don't start having kids and start building our society back up to just greatness and putting families first, right now it's so easy to get divorced.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that is a big thing. Actually, we do need to put families first, and it's just people are having kids left, right, and center just because. And I feel like
the wrong people. Like, why are you having kids if you're not financially stable? That's always tell people that.
You need to be like mentally stable as well, and you need to
Yeah.
understand how life works. And if you're going to bring a kid to this world, that kid is your kid, and you need to basically stop your whole life for it. And people just don't seem to realize that.
Stop your life is not the proper word.
Sorry. No, but like stop there. Like
your life starts.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean. Like
your old self stops. Yes.
Yeah. Like, you know, like your lifestyle needs to change. Like there's a few girls that I know, one in particular who had a baby not too long ago. And I asked her like, how's motherhood? And she's like, oh, it's good. And she's like, I just didn't realize how hard it would be to be a mother. And, you know, my friends got married last weekend. I couldn't go. My friends are having a bachelorette party. I can't go. And I was like, no shit, you can't fucking go. You're a mother. Like, you need to, when you have a newborn baby, you can't just go off and do your own shit. Why aren't you thinking about that before you fucking get pregnant?
I love the anger you say, because Natalie says the same thing always. Is some people are just not meant to be parents.
No, they're not thinking. They're not fucking thinking what you think. You're gonna pop this baby out of your cooter, and then all of a sudden you can just go travel the world, and the baby's gonna raise itself in his room.
Yeah, no, like she sees it because she deals with the disgruntled kids from K to 5. Disgruntled kids. Who the fuck is disgruntled?
What does
from K to 5?
mean?
You know, kids that have bad homes.
Okay,
you know, that need extra help or food, and she comes home crying and she tells me the stories that she deals with every day. She's in charge of like 400 kids.
Yeah.
And she tells me, because like sometimes we judge our parents. I'm like, are we good? Are we doing? I don't fucking know idea. Are we good? We actually love our kid. We actually love being parents. Like we absolutely love it. Everything we do is for her or for the family. We do everything as a unison. We cancel our Vegas trips. We go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's how much we love being parents. Versus kids that in her school.
Yeah.
Their parents are out partying.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck if the kid has lunch.
No, exactly. And that's why the whole like thing going back to me, I don't even know if I want fucking kids or not, because if I'm having a kid,
such a good mom. I can see it in your eyes.
No, I get that a lot. That's what everyone, especially
it'd be
people,
a disservice if you didn't.
No, people that knew my mom really well are always like, you're just like your mom. You need to have kids. You'd be such a good mom.
You would be people would be jealous if of the kid that's eventually yours. They would want you to be their mom.
Do you know what the funny thing, and one thing that I'll always remember is when I was growing up. So my mom, obviously, there's three of us, 3 daughters, and we all played on different hockey and all different softball teams because of our age gap. She managed every single one all the time, and the mothers on the other teams were either her best friends or they fucking hated her because they were so jealous of her, and all her friends would talk so highly of her, and then they would be like, so and so is so jealous, blah blah blah, and all the other
what
moms
were they jealous of?
Just because like her and my dad had such a good relationship, and they were like, my dad was always the coach, she was always the manager, she had 3 daughters, she was like super mom. All the kids came to my house. She had all the birthday parties at home. She cooked all the meals. Like we never went out
Super
for dinner.
Yeah.
She was like the best mom. Like I cannot describe someone like better. And
you know how rare that is that you got to enjoy that?
I know. And that's why when I say my favorite part of me is the fact that I was her daughter, I literally mean that. Like you
light up like a little kid when you talk about her.
No, I know. Like I love her so much. And like, I know like she's not here anymore, obviously, but she's so with me. And the older I'm getting, the more
she's a part of you. You are her.
She is. And I'm even more connected to her now than I feel like, honestly, like I've ever been. Just,
you need to have kids. She's probably screaming at you. Find a good, when you're ready.
Yeah.
Like just make sure your next relationship is the one.
Yeah. No, if I get in another relationship, I'm gonna have to marry him because I'm not.
You know the weirdest thing about women make mistakes nowadays is like girls meet these dudes and they have kids with them. And I'm like, but the guy's such a loser.
Yeah.
Or treats them like shit. I'm like, what made you think it was a good idea to have kids with this guy?
And that's another thing too, is that people are like, oh, well now like I'm stuck because I have kids with him. And I'm like, okay, not only are you stuck with him, but also your kids, half his genetics are from the dad. So like, why are you just having kids with some guy that you kind of half-ass like and is treating you like shit? Now the kid's probably going to treat you like shit.
Yeah. No, I always like it's mind-blowing. Like I don't even know what to say about that. I can't even figure it out when I see a lower person just because they're their intelligence is low or their vetting is terrible of their spouse choice, guys and girls. Like I hear guys say this, I'm stuck with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you had kids.
Yeah.
You're with her, even if you're not with her, you're with kid wise
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're that much closer to them. You can't get away now, especially if you want what's best for your kids, you're going to stay with that person.
The one thing I hate about women though is when they're nice
Mm-hmm.
and then when they have kids with some guy, they use that against the guy.
No,
That
really?
happens a lot.
That's not good.
Some of the boys, like the guys have to behave.
Yeah.
The guys have to be home. The guys have to quit. The weirdest thing about hockey,
Mm-hmm.
some of the boys quit because the wife forced them to quit. Like, oh,
Like,
you don't
when-
need to play anymore. You need to stay home.
Wouldn't you want your husband to go off and do things that make him happy? And
This is why I believe women are the more demonic than guys are.
yeah.
Because girls literally love to bitch and nitpick to see how much they can take away from your world, to see how much they can get push back. Natalie tried to do it at the very beginning of our relationship, and I pushed back.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Women love a little flair. My mom does it to her husband all the time, even to this day.
Yeah.
Sometimes women like to push you to see how far they can get away with bad behavior because they
I'm-
want their man to be a fucking man and put them in their place. Women love it when a man's like, hey, woman, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Because they get wet.
Yeah.
Women don't like a pushover dude. They
Yeah.
fucking hate it. This is
Yeah.
why the simp fucking thing is a dying thing. It's never gonna last. This is why when one marries a simp or dates a simp, it lasts like a couple years and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that a girl's truly obsessed with is a real man that she sees as a provider,
Yeah.
that she respects. If a woman doesn't respect you, there's no hope,
Yeah.
right? And
Well,
when,
no, that's true. You
when you're-
need mutual respect.
Sydney, if you're like dating fucking Tim and you're telling him what to do and he's like, okay, babe, like that's gets pretty turned offish eventually. Like, you know, Natalie, like I'd like her to push back too.
Yeah.
You know, because like when you get a relationship, it gets boring. So you kind of like start a little fight to get a little fucking flair
Yeah.
going. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a little bit of anger in the house. Because
Yeah.
being nice, biggest problem I had with her year one is she was nice to me 24/7.
Yeah.
Drove me fucking nuts. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're so gross. You're so
Yeah.
nice. You're
You're
hot, but
too
you're
nice.
too
Yeah.
nice to me.
Yeah.
Tell me to go fuck myself or like be a little bitch sometimes. Like, cause I want to like get angry and like have some good
Noted,
sex.
like in a relationship. a
Yeah,
little bitch.
just be yourself, man. Like,
Yeah.
don't be this someone you're not, or ruin your hobbies to be
Yeah.
with someone. Hobbies get you through it, bro.
Well, no, and that's like one thing that I find so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know. I just think, and people like ask me for relationship advice sometimes. It doesn't make any sense because I've been single for so long, and I'm literally,
That's the
well,
funniest
no, it's true. Like my
happens a
my
lot.
girlfriends will like ask or like tell me their problems. I'm like, I've been fucking single for 6 years. I don't know, but also from my point of view, I am an outsider and I see all these things. And I'm not like love blinded. You know what I mean?
No,
so I think
guys
maybe
always say that the worst advice is single girl's advice.
Well, yeah, like,
'cause you're not in
why
it.
the fuck are you asking me?
It's like,
I don't-
it's like if I asked a single dad
Yeah.
or a guy that doesn't have a kid how to be a dad.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the worst advice I could ask for.
Yeah.
And girls do this all the time. Like, the best thing about Natalie is I vetted her friends. They're all in a relationship and all married and gonna have kids.
Yeah.
So when she asked her advice, at least she has some common ground.
Yeah.
Before she had single friends, I'm like, just please, if we're gonna fight, do not ask them for their advice because
Yeah.
they're fucking idiots.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's honestly like probably like half me. Like girls are like, oh, like well he did this, and I'm like, oh, well, fuck, break up with him then. I don't know, like or like same with a guy.
don't put up with it, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, no, same with like
No.
my because
What
I
you could
have
do
I do
better.
have guy friends and like they'll be bitching about their girlfriends and I'm like, fuck, tell her to pound sand and like go fucking do something else. Like who gives a shit? And then they just I don't know.
You
I'm
can't
like the
do
worst.
that once you have kids. Like
No, these are all not-
we had
not
a
kids.
fight for 4 days. Last couple of days, 4 days. We just got over it yesterday. Well, like when we fight, it's just disagreement. There's no
Yeah.
yelling, no name calling. It's just monotone voices of just different ideas of how to parent.
Mhm.
That's it. The only thing, like she is like super mom.
Yeah.
I always tell her, I'm like, I wish you were my fucking mom.
Yeah.
But the problem is she becomes such a good mom that she becomes a terrible wife. She neglects me
Yeah.
because she just always with the kid.
That's actually something that I was talking to one of my friends about the other day is that do you think that with marriages, like say you're so in love with your wife, you guys are like, I don't know, like each other's like two peas in a pod, and then you have a kid, does one of the parents get jealous of the attention that the other is giving to the kid?
I wouldn't say it's jealousy because right now Vera is going through a stage where she's got to sleep with mom or she's not sleeping.
Yeah.
So the wife has been sleeping with Vera for the last since summer,
Yeah.
and we can't get her to sleep in her own bed no matter what the fuck we do. Nothing works. So I'm like, Kate, she was getting burnt out. She started crying on the couch yesterday, and she's like, I need a break from her. I can't do this anymore. I'm burning out. I'm like, okay, this is why I said have a bath, sleep
Yeah.
by yourself tonight. I'll sleep with her.
Yeah.
And then it worked. But then she woke up in the morning crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? I thought I just helped you out.
Yeah.
This morning, she's like, I miss her so much. I'm
Yeah.
like, you just told me you need a fucking break and you need a
Yeah.
break from the boob and like you just need a break. So I listened.
Yeah.
What do you else do? I don't know what else to fucking do,
Yeah.
dude. I'm not mom. I'm
Yeah.
dad. But I took one for the team. I'll keep doing it for you so you can sleep for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for the next 2 weeks, I'll sleep with her.
Yeah.
Like, calm her down so you can have a good night's sleep. But I miss her. Maybe I'll just like only sleep with her at night and I won't talk to her during the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah.
And like, so that now she's gonna come home at 5 and we're gonna see how that's gonna work.
see-
Because she's also attached.
Yeah.
And they're best friends. And I was thinking about it all day
Wait, sorry,
today.
how old's your daughter?
Almost 3.
Okay, yeah.
And like, this is very common in most European countries, and we don't like to follow Western world culture at all because I
Yeah.
think everyone here is stupid. No, they are. Like, parenting, like everyone in parenting is like, oh, you should do this because they did it.
I think you should just do whatever is right. And
Exactly.
that's like
Best
not even
for
like-
us.
Yeah, that's not even parenting.
And I
that's
love how
everything.
close they are. And then I hear your story with your mom, and then I'm like, I always tell her, I'm like, babe, this is only for so long till she eventually tells us to go fuck ourselves and wants to go with her friends or wants to move out.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be 80 and wish that we had 2 more days of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So, you know what? She's a mum suck, and that's fine. She is a daddy's girl when mom's not around, like all over daddy, but it's mummy. Like,
Yeah.
because mom is your best first friend. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous. I'm more in envy.
Yeah.
And the only thing that stops, kind of distance us, is we won't sleep together.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't fuck.
Yeah.
And then it's just like when you stop fucking and you stop cuddling, at least
Yeah.
cuddling, then you start becoming roommates.
Yeah.
And then you start becoming friends.
Yeah.
And then I sit here, I'm like, babe, like, I need you to at least cuddle me
Yeah.
at
You
nighttime.
need like affection. Yeah.
I need you to come home before 10. Like,
Yeah.
put the baby at 8:30.
Mhm.
Let's have an hour and a half together each night.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
And then she'll become mom and then stuck in mom zone and then forget about me.
Yeah.
Cuddling.
Yeah.
I'm the dad. I get it. But it gets lonely.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the point of having a 10 in your house if you can't cuddle her?
Yeah.
Like, or see her in booty shorts? Like,
Well, but
I
that's
need
like-
some affection.
So that's also like something that I've thought about before too. Do you think that it's going to become more common for 2 best friends to have kids together and not be in a
That's a
relationship?
last resort usually. Yeah, because I don't know if you ever had this, but we used to have like, oh, if I'm single by 30 and you're still single by 30, let's have kids and a
Yeah.
family. I almost did that with one of my good friends, Lindsay, before I met Natalie. She was gonna be my surrogate,
Yeah.
and because I could, you'd think there's potential good wives around
Yeah.
here. It is. From a man's perspective, it's trailer trash.
Do
Single
you think that's
moms.
just around here, or do you think that that's like all over the world? Because that's
no,
what
no, no.
I
It's
hear
a,
so much.
I heard it's a BC thing.
Oh, it's
When I traveled, you can talk to models
yeah,
that are submissive and
Yeah.
feminine
yeah,
and polite
yeah,
and nice, and they want to talk to you all day, and they will hang out with you, and they want to be your wife.
yeah,
Everywhere in the world but BC.
yeah,
BC is, the women here have gotten so extreme feminism, so they want the boy that listens. Like, your team is the prime example. You girls are all hot, and you guys have the dorkiest fucking dude. Like, we call them the mismatch. Oh, here's another mismatch. I'll give it like a week. Alex is the first girl out of all you guys. I kind of finally met a good man,
yeah.
Cameron.
I really like Cam.
He is
He's great.
like, I always tell Alex, he's out of your league. Like,
Yeah.
make sure you don't fuck this up.
What? No, Alex is fucking sick. I
No,
don't-
no, I'm gonna tell you from a guy. I like Alex's personality. We're good friends. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that. I'm talking about Cameron. Literally is a what they call a Sigma. So he's like an alpha male, but he's quiet.
Yeah,
He's a man's man.
Yeah.
He will never cheat on her.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a relationship in 6-7 years
Yeah.
because he wants to love. He's a deep lover,
yeah,
and he's a provider, and he will never leave.
yeah,
That's a fucking high quality man in today's standards.
yeah,
Alex has been married before.
yeah,
That lowers her value substantially.
yeah,
Right? Because it's just like, well, if this didn't really work out and you betrayed him, a guy thinks about this shit.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if it's Alex, it's any guy in general. If you have kids with another guy, she doesn't have kids. I'm saying, God, good. I always say, good thing you never had kids with Matt.
Mhm.
Like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been fucking hell.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that lowers your value. And also, Alex is 30.
Mhm.
So I told her today, or we talked 2 days ago because she just got back to check. I'm like, how was it? She said it was a great trip. Told me all the details. I'm like, I don't need to know that much. But but I'm like, don't fuck it up with Cam, because
Yeah.
I know Cam my whole life.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, and I
Yeah.
wish my daughter could find a guy like him one day.
Yeah,
He's 2 guys I would approve.
yeah,
You know, him and Dean. And I'm like, this guy, just don't fuck it up.
yeah,
This is your only chance, man.
Yeah.
Because once you hit 30, for guys and girls, you gotta start taking decisions very seriously.
yeah,
With business, family, kids, whatever.
Mhm.
Because the clock does not go back.
yeah. That's
And
true.
women start aging.
Yeah.
That's it is. Guys start aging. We want kids. He wants kids.
Yeah,
You know, she's like, he won't say that I love you. I'm like, he doesn't even, he's just trying to figure you out, man.
Yeah.
He's so cautious.
Yeah.
He's a guy that doesn't date.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah. Alex though, like I'm just like gonna like go full on team Alex. I think she's the fucking best, honestly.
She has
And
the
she's-
potential to be her best for sure. And I always tell her, because she always harps on about going the X shit. And I try to guide her a little bit. And I'm just like, well, learn from your mistakes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you did, Matt, was pretty shitty. And, you know, emotional things cut guys deep. You know,
Mhm.
like if my wife did that too, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I could ever be with you again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It is what it is. Like emotional shit just fucks guys up. You know,
Yeah.
it's because
Well, I think guys are a bit more emotionally sensitive than they put on.
guys, I think guys love deeper than women do.
Yeah.
Women love the idea of love. Guys actually are romantic, and
Yeah.
guys will love you deeply.
Yeah.
This is why I swear, guys, when guys break up with girls or they break up with guys, it takes it longer for a guy to get over a girl.
You think?
Oh yeah,
I always find that guys seem to move on right away, but is that just like a
he will move on because he's already been with has someone else, or you're just not
Mhm.
it.
yeah.
When a guy really likes you and like does everything for you, he's always available, he treats you like a fucking goddess, you know, that means he really likes you.
Yeah.
But if you're just, yeah, you know, come over 2 a.m, yeah, I'll see you once a week, like that's not really a relationship.
Oh
then.
no, that's a booty call.
That's just a booty
Yeah,
call.
that's
It's
a
probably
booty
because
call.
he has other girls on the go.
Well, that's what like I don't understand why girls look at situations like that and they don't realize that it's just a booty call.
Like I had a girlfriend once, I was just a friend, and she's like, oh, he never invited me over to his family for 5 years. I'm like, that's when a guy introduces you to his mom,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's big business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a big deal
Yeah. No, that's a huge
because you're a
deal.
potential wife
Yeah.
that's gonna give his mom grandkids, and he's looking for his mom's approval.
Yeah.
My mom, she's very strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
But I trust her judgment
Yes.
on the female.
Yeah.
And before her, I only dated single moms that were never worked out and crackheads, pretty much. Like I just call them crackheads because they're crazy. And when I brought this one home, I was like, Mom, I need to grill her
Yeah.
because I need to know I'm making the best decision.
Yeah.
Just like my daughter wants to bring home a guy, I know this guy better than she ever will
Yeah.
because I know guys. I'm
Yeah.
a guy.
Mhm.
I know exactly what he's thinking,
Yeah.
right? And then
Honestly,
this
if I ever end up with a boyfriend, I'm gonna send him to you.
yeah,
I feel like my dad is so nice. My dad's like loves everyone, and like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even bring anyone home to meet my dad. Honestly, unless I was gonna.
I
live with
actually
him, but-
rehearse what I'm going to say to my daughter's future boyfriend when I meet him all
Yeah.
the time because I need to get it right.
Yeah.
Because I need to make sure she doesn't hate me.
Yeah.
And this is what I got so far. I'm like, we're gonna go for a chat, just
Mhm.
you and me, like go hang out for a bit. I got maybe a day or two together. What I'm gonna say to him is like, I know guys, and what I need you to say to my daughter
Yeah.
is be brutally honest with her on
Mhm.
everything. Because I know guys get bored and they want to fuck other people, but as long as you tell my kid day one what you really want and what can and cannot do, and she decides to stay, it's her free will choice moving forward.
Mhm.
At least give her the choice
Yeah.
to stay or leave.
Mhm.
Don't blow rosemary's up her ass. Say I want to have kids with you and a big white picket fence, and then you divorce her, cheat on her,
Yeah.
and break her heart. Because then I'm gonna fucking break your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least tell her the truth.
Mhm.
Because everyone has urges.
Well, and like that's the thing too is that people just need to be more fucking honest and upfront in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Me and Natalie had this conversation at 5 years yesterday. We're like, because we stopped fucking for 2 weeks. I'm like, hey, we're gonna sit down. We need to fix this because I know you're attracted to other guys. Probably I'm attracted to women. It's a totally natural thing. You don't have to say who or whatever, even if it's not true. I'm just saying everyone wants someone else.
Yeah.
That's just truth. Every married guy wants anyone but their wife. I can guarantee it. Like this is the most thing we talk about guys chat. Like, I just don't want to fuck the wife anymore because
Yeah.
you can only fuck someone so much till it gets just like I'm doing it to have kids and that's it.
Yeah.
She's finally opened up to me and I'm like, just be honest with me, please. I know there's better looking guys than me. I just tell me, are you bored? She's like, yeah, I'm bored.
Hmm.
I'm bored of the pregnancy sex thing where
So
we're
what do you do in that
scheduled.
situation?
So yeah, so we both agreed. So we stopped fucking because we're scheduled sex.
Yeah.
It's like 3 p.m. today. We got to bang. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got to take the garbage out. I spilled the pop can. I'm doing
Yeah.
everything I can to not have sex.
Really?
She's hanging out. I called her
Yeah.
out. I'm like, are you purposely waiting for me to fall asleep so you don't have to fuck me?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, because I hate scheduled sex.
Well, yeah.
For pregnancy reasons.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm deleting the app. No, the schedule thing.
Yeah.
You're deleting it. no more. Let's go back because it sucks the fun out of sex.
Yeah.
Sex should be spontaneous and fun. We used to fuck all the time until we downloaded this app where it told us where we should have sex.
Yeah.
Now it's like, let's go back to basics.
Yeah.
Because I find her very attractive. I'm like, I hope you find me attractive. Lie to me, I don't care.
Yeah.
But we have
You're
to.
saying that she was like into you when you were so much heavier. So like,
Yeah,
really-
exactly. Like, I'm doing this for you, babe. Like, I'm
Yeah.
getting a 6-pack so you could fucking lick my abs.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So anyways, now we're day one of deleting this app. So she talks, the best thing that helps is we talk to other married couples because we want to make sure it's not just us thing. It's a perfectly natural thing. Every married couple says, I had to do this for 3 fucking years. She had to put a gun to my head to get my dick hard.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like that. So you go through it too. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, because this is when you get married and have kids, you need to start talking to married people so you can
Yeah, I guess that
correlate.
makes sense.
There's nothing worse than a broad that's 10 years married. Well, we fuck all the time. He would never look at another man. We just
Yeah.
look at him like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's probably fucking someone else,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
And you guys definitely don't fuck all the time. Just my mom always says, me and Martin have sex all the time. And I'm like, you guys married 15 years and you're a whale. And then I'm like, Mom, I'm being honest with you about your diet. You need to be honest with me. Are you guys actually fucking all the time? Because you're really putting pressure on my marriage that we're not fucking all the time because now we're thinking something's wrong with us.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we barely have sex. We have sex maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Like, why are you lying to us? Because it makes us feel bad that we're doing wrong.
People are like super weird in this like day and age too, is that they always just like lie to make themselves sound like better.
I
But that's
call
not
it the
even,
first date.
well,
Everyone lies on the first date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know like why people always like have this weird. They have this urge to always make themselves sound better. Like I
Well,
don't.
it's the toxic thing about Instagram. No
Yeah,
one
I
posts a
guess.
bad day.
Yeah.
No one posts a non-filtered picture.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's so stupid. Honestly.
This is the one thing we used to fight about was Natalie would scroll through Instagram every 2 hours after school. That's with her coffee. That's what she does.
Yeah.
Oh, this person's doing this. This person's doing that. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't she
Yeah.
getting this? I'm like, do you know their real life?
Yeah.
They posting bad photos? Or
Yeah.
they're happy 24/7? It's
Yeah.
probably fake, honey.
I know
So
many
please
couples.
just stop the delete your fucking
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Like I go on social media breaks all the time. It's the most cleansing thing every day because it brings you back to reality.
Oh yeah, social media. It's an app, and it needs to stay an app. It's not a life. It's not your lifestyle. You need to like your phone is a fucking electronic device. Like you should be using it to like communicate with people if you need to. Blah blah blah. Like put that the fuck away and look what's going on around you. It's so sad and it's fucking disgusting how
Or
much time people
it's the
spend on their
Tinder
phones.
swiping. It's like I always say this analogy. You're in the fucking elevator of 10 people. They're all pretending they're on their cell phone swiping on Tinder, but there's 10 people around that are single.
Yeah.
Talk to that person.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no,
what's
but
up with
even
that?
just like, fuck, I'll like go for a walk or something with a friend, and they're like just filming it the whole time, or like filming the view, filming this,
Or
and like
taking pictures of their food.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. I'm like, you're a loser. Don't talk to me. My exes used to do that. I'm so glad I moved on. But yeah, they literally said the other day they want to actually think about deleting social media for kids because it has literally destroyed dating.
Yeah.
Because women have too many options. Too many. So how, like, I always tell people there's always gonna be someone better.
But men also have too many options. Like there's
Yeah, you're one swipe away from a bad date,
Yeah.
or a bad fight. That's all it is. And then I always tell people, literally, the grass is not green on the side. The best thing that puts me in my place is I go out twice a year with the boys, and I purposely talk to girls that
Yeah.
are single and hot,
Yeah.
and I come running home every time. I'm
Yeah.
like, it ain't greener.
Yeah.
It's dark over there.
Well, see,
yeah.
like that's the thing is that like so many. I feel like I've heard of so many situations where people break up and they're so excited to be single, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks pass by and they're like, oh, and they're like
It's
down in the dumps.
garbage
and
out there, man. Like
yeah.
you're a beautiful girl, and if a girl like you, let's put things in perspective, you're a 1%er lady, look wise. I don't really know everything about you, but if you're having a problem finding a good guy, imagine what an ugly person goes through.
Well, no, I just like I'm just waiting. I don't know. And like also I am so happy and my life is so good, and I feel like I just went through 10 years of a lot of fucking hell, honestly, and my mental state is so good right now. My life is so good that I'm just like soaking it up.
No, you had to heal that before you meet the right person.
Well, exactly. And
like the best thing I ever did, I didn't even know this is a real thing until I met Natalie. It's law of attraction.
Yeah.
I was meeting garbage women because I was in a garbage state of mind. And then when I changed my life for the better, in a positive set, I
Yeah.
met the one.
Well, yeah, and like maybe that will happen, but if it doesn't, I don't even give a shit. Like I'm so happy to just fucking wake up every morning, and my dog is so happy to see me, and I live by the mountains, and I can go walking, I can go hiking, I can go sea-dooing, I can go fucking travel if I want to. Like I really, really genuinely like life.
The one thing you're gonna have to fight though is father time. Father time does one thing, not just aging, but father time does this. The older we get,
Yeah.
your friend pool goes from 20 to
Yeah.
10 to 2 to 1 to 0. All across the board. The older you get, talk to people that are 40 and 50 and single.
Yeah.
It's the most lonely experience of your life, the
Yeah.
rest of your life. This is why people in their 40s and 50s, they date whoever they can fucking get, so they're just not lonely.
Yeah.
It's true, because
Yeah.
people eventually marry off and have kids and move away.
Well, no, it's true. I think I am in a little bit of a different situation. Like my family is so close, and I know they.
Your family will eventually have kids and move on.
No, I know, but the thing is, though, is that my dad and his sister are literally best friends, and they have kids,
They
and
will
we're all
eventually die.
best. But no, but they had kids, and we're all best friends. And like my sisters are gonna have kids, and I feel like they're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
prove
best
you
friends.
wrong on this.
No, you're not. I'm going to like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just always gonna be surrounded by loving, great people. But
you can be. That's totally not. That's totally true. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm saying eventually you're gonna have to move out. You can't live at home forever.
I
Like
guess
eventually reality kicks in for
Yeah.
all men and women. It eventually does, man. Parents die off, friends move away, situations change,
Yeah.
housing changes. Literally, I bought this house because we got pregnant and we kept moving every 2 years renting because they would sell the house or they wanted to put their family in there. I was like, fuck this. If I'm having a kid, we're buying a house.
Yeah.
So I never have to move again. So my
Yeah.
situation is secure.
Yeah.
This is why daddy bought this house,
Yeah.
because I never want to move again.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because things change.
Mhm.
You know, it's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
don't
never
know.
st-
Maybe I'll come across the one and I'll fucking get married and have kids, but we'll see.
just make sure he's the right one. Just I was tell girls, just make better choices.
Well, hey, I'm picky, and my standard right now is that I'm not even gonna get married. So I feel like if for someone to change my mind, they have to be pretty special.
What is your standard of man? Just curious.
I don't know. I don't have like because
Is there any must-haves?
no, I just need someone with a really good personality. I
Would
need
you
someone
date
who's
someone with
funny.
kids?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Like
good.
if like I don't freaking know because yeah.
I was a stepdad twice and I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be hard, especially if the ex is obviously in
The
the
ex makes it the problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
in
And
the
it depends how
situation.
old the kid is.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
like I've just seen the way things happen with like step parents and stuff.
I'll
and
tell you how valuable you are, because I need you to have a little perspective change.
Yeah.
You're a woman that's mid-20s that has no children.
Yeah.
From a guy's perspective, do you know how, and you're pretty,
Mhm.
do you know how, and you work for your own money, do you know how fucking rare that is? And you're fit. Do you know how rare that is from a guy's perspective?
Well, I don't like to me. I don't feel like I'm that special, to be honest. Like
No. What you represent or
Yeah.
what you have. No kids, never been married,
yeah,
fit, good looking, make your own money. And you
Yeah.
know the value of money, and you're not looking for beauty.
yeah,
You're what they call a unicorn,
yeah,
right? Because nowadays girls have kids
Mhm.
with someone else. They're fat.
yeah,
They're feminists.
Yeah.
They don't want to work for their own money. They
Mhm.
want to marry just for money.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So from a guy that's decent and put together, he's sifting through like the garbage. Like, fuck, what's left? Like they call this the BC or North America problem. They make fun of it on TikTok all the time. Like driving down the road and you're looking at all these people like, oh, kids, divorce, drug addict. It's like then the one unicorn, you know, the 1%er of woman that exists. But then boom, there's a guy that marries her right away.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like if you actually put yourself out there in a positive light, you would actually probably meet him.
yeah.
Yeah. But you also
Well-
maybe have an unapproachable vibe too.
I've been told before that my personality is shocking. If that
Mm.
make people say that.
No, I think your looks are unapproachable sometimes.
Well, I don't know. People tell me a lot of the time that I'm not what they expect when people like at the bar, they'll whatever, like eventually like start talking to me and they're like, "Oh, you're not what I expected."
Bar is
They're-
probably the worst place to meet someone.
No, I know. I'm just using that as an example though.
Yeah.
Like people always say like before I met you, I thought you'd be a huge bitch. And they're like, you seem like you're really unapproachable, like you're a huge cunt
Yeah.
basically. And they're like, "Oh, you're actually really nice," but like it doesn't really seem like you would be. So it could be that. But also though, I definitely haven't been putting myself out there whatsoever. So
Been hiding.
I've been hiding. But I mean, I'm a bit more open to it now for sure. Like I feel like more approachable. And also I'm more open to, I don't know if dating's the right word because I don't want to like go on dates with people, but more so
I
meeting people.
hated dating.
Yeah.
I actually didn't go on any dates.
Yeah.
Dates are. I always tell the boys, if you're taking a girl on a date in today's world, you've already lost
Yeah.
the war. She's
Yeah.
already got 10 guys on the go.
Yeah.
In today's world, like taking her for dinner date is like you're losing $200 for what? For
Yeah.
her to lie to you about who she wants to be?
Yeah.
Like legit. Like I need verified proof.
Yeah.
Natalie was the first organic.
Yeah.
I never even want to. I took her on a date because we got along and hung out, met through friends, met at a boat, and then we started texting. And they're like, you know what, maybe we should go out in the night in Vancouver and see how we both like each other.
Yeah.
wasn't a date. It was just a fucking interaction.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just treated as interaction. She slept over the first night when we hung out, our first date or interaction, but we didn't fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we just cuddled. And,
Yeah.
and I knew a guy. This is the weirdest thing about men. If a guy cuddles you
Yeah.
without fucking you,
Yeah.
he likes you.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell.
Mm.
If a guy fucks you and doesn't cuddle you, he
Yeah.
doesn't like you.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. I don't know. We'll see. I actually did hang out with someone somewhat recently, and it kind of opened my eyes to being a bit more like, okay, like I could deal with maybe hanging out with someone,
Yeah.
being more open to it. Yeah. But
It's literally just like, it just happens when it fucking happens when you're not looking for
Mhm.
it. I was not looking for a girl. I hated girls. I just broke up with my ex. I go through this weird phase during a breakup where I just don't want to talk to broads for 6
Yeah.
months. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to fuck anyone. I just want to do me,
yeah.
be me, love me, get to that true independency
Mhm.
where you're like, I don't have to worry about anyone because
Well,
I'm so
exactly.
single.
That's how
I
I
love
am.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then boom, in a relationship and married
Yeah.
with kids. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'll
that
never experience that
lasted
again.
long.
Yeah, but it just happened. Like when I met her, I was like, "Fuck you, God! Like, thanks for bringing me the perfect one for me, but I just want to be single."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but then I just went with it.
Yeah. Well, you got to go with it. You know,
Yeah.
you fucking got what is that? What's that fucking saying? It's like strike while the iron's hot or whatever.
Yeah, it just happens when it happens, bro.
Yeah.
Like I see so many girls pass on good dudes. Just wasn't the right time. Okay, what is this fucking loser dude fucking you? And you just had kids with him. How was that the right time?
Well, exactly.
Well,
There
I
are-
met him at the bar and I got drunk and got pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're an
fuck
idiot.
no.
You deserve everything wrong that happens to you.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, people always like want forgiveness or get out of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Like there's decisions you make you just can't get out of.
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah.
accountability.
It's fucking true.
No
yeah.
one cares. Or like accountability nowadays, I'll just get an abortion.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
You should never have, I hope you never have kids.
Yeah,
if that's
that
your
fucking-
mindset.
Yeah, that's a tough one, honestly. Abortions. That's
It's me being a pre-dad, I was for it. Now being a dad, I'm totally against it.
that's a really touchy, tough one. Like I
Well,
don't
they
know.
finally changed the laws in the States because they were having 9-month abortions.
Yeah.
6 weeks is the same standard in Canada, in
Yeah.
Europe. And that's what people were protesting against Trump. Oh, we can't control our body. I'm like, it's 6 weeks. That's the same as Canada. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you fucking protesting against? It's the same as Europe. Because they were having literally 8th and 9th month births just because they didn't want to be moms or after birth terminations. The kid
Ugh.
was born, they just fucking cut his head.
That's not cool.
Yeah. So it's just like when
Yeah.
women were like fighting against Trump, I'm like, do you read the fine print?
Yeah.
Just please read it. And then every time they read it, like, oh, okay, it's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, if medical conditions.
Yeah.
I'm like, just have accountability, just don't have sex.
Yeah.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're killing kids, it's a little bit. There was the reason why they did it is because there was 76 million abortions
Yeah.
since 1970s,
Yeah.
and only 10% of them were because of medical reasons. The other ones were because irresponsibility.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the States,
Yeah.
and that's reported, not report. They didn't know
Yeah.
about non-reported
The non-reported
abortions.
ones.
This is why the birth rate has dropped so much because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, I don't even want to get
Anyways,
into
I gotta
abortions.
pee.
Yeah, no, that's